All right, guys, welcome back to Noah's Ark. Now, I hope you enjoyed the first half of my interview with Miss Guy himself, a New York City icon. Now, get ready for the second half because the second half has so much amazing information that we couldn't use all of it for the first half. So we're doing two parts. Brace yourself, sit down, get a Diet Cola, and enjoy the interview.
Were really cool, and they let me go to concerts starting at age 8.
Really?
7 or 8, I don't know. And we were always into music. My dad was in a band, and my brothers. And anyway, my brother Jesse came home one day with a bunch of punk records and new wave records, the Ramones, Blondie, Devo, B-52s. My brother took us to see Blondie in the summer of '79.
Wow.
I flipped out over Blondie and Debbie Harry's.
Yeah.
And then it was exactly 20 years later that we opened for them.
Now, when you say we opened for them, this is your band, the Toilet Boys. So you guys had a really big moment where you came from the New York underground and then you broke into the mainstream.
It just started happening, and press was interested in us because we put on a really fun show, and I knew I wanted to have a strong image that would catch people's attention, and you know, whether they loved it or hated it, I wanted to look exactly how I wanted to look. Then we got signed to a record deal, and the president loved us, but the owner of the label did not, and he didn't like my look, and he wanted me to tone it down. And you know, in hindsight, I probably should have just said okay, just to be agreeable,
right? And
then done my own thing anyway. But
exactly,
I was like, no, my look has always worked, and fans love it, and if I don't wear ripped fishnets at a show, you know, people come up to me afterwards and ask me, where are the ripped fishnets? And like, so I was like, people want that. That was the one thing I felt confident about. When our lawyer got us out of our deal, we, instead of dividing up the money and breaking up like a lot of bands do, we decided to make our own record and go on tour. And that's what we did. And from that, we got the American Pie 2 soundtrack, and MTV2 picked up our first video, and it was in the top 20 rock countdown. And
on an independent label.
Our own.
On your own label.
We started our own label.
MTV2, the American Pie 2 soundtrack.
It's pretty exciting.
And then all of a sudden, you guys were going on tour, and you were touring with the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
We played with everybody, you know. Joey Ramone, Dee Ramone, never the Ramones as a full band.
The brothers, though.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The Ramone brothers. And Blondie and Joan Jett, and we went to Europe and the UK and Japan, and we toured the US many times. And
so was anything thrown at you on stage? Like ripped stockings or like?
No, that would have been fun. You know, coins, bottles. Somebody threw a half-eaten sandwich at me, and it like hit me in the thigh when I went, and then fell on the floor, and I picked it up and took a bite and spit it out and said, I prefer mustard on my sandwich, and I threw it in the audience and stormed off.
That's kind of gorgeous.
So it's funny.
In retrospect, because I know there are a lot of gay musicians or musicians with really edgy looks, and record executives ask them to tone it down. Like I'm sure it's happened to Adam Lambert and Boy George, and the list goes on and on. Do you wish that you toned it down? My only big regret, I think, about the Toilet Boys was that, you know, I wasn't able to fully enjoy everything that was happening to us at the time because I was too concerned about being bigger and wanting more. You wanted more. And being like, I want to be the biggest rock band in the world. And instead of just enjoying the fact that, you know, Joey Ramone asked us to sing at his birthday party, or, you know, all these amazing things that were happening, which we enjoyed, but I wasn't fully in the moment because I was always looking forward and thinking, when are we going to get to where I want to be? So now I just sort of do things and try to enjoy the ride. So I want to move forward to today. So you have a great solo career. What inspires you to still put out music on your own? Where do you see it going? Well, I you know, love music more than anything except maybe animals, and I have to do it. So whether it's going to happen on my own and in a small way, or through a bigger channel with, say, a label or whatever, I'm just going to do it because I love making music, and I like making videos, and I like playing live. Thank you guys. Let's give a good shout out to Miss Guy. This has been a great interview on Noah's Ark. And join us next time where we have someone just as special. Thank you.